I think I'm adjusting the volume.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
I think we are live, and we're so excited. Listen, uh, I'm introducing you to one of my favorite person on earth because he changed my life. So that's Tony. Tony LeRoy is with me tonight and today because it's tonight because I know there's a lot of people from Europe and over there it's actually late. Hi,
Yeah.
Alina. So Alina, if you have any questions, you know what I mean. This is your treat today because I want to tell you something. I met Tony many years ago, and I think both of you are very young by then. And
Very
I
young.
went with him with hi Alexandra. I went with Lynn White, a beautiful woman, one of my best friends ever, and she was by that time the main anchor at Fox. And she said, "Let's go see Tony." Tony being the counselor of all the stars in New York, and the most sought after, therapist, intuitive. In the session with him was so amazing. And guess what? He tells me, "Carmen, you're gonna go buy a house, and there's a train behind." I said, "What is he talking about?" It gives me a name of a guy. He said, "This is the guy you're gonna buy the house for." I had no idea, but I forget. So I know years later, I'm buying a house and I'm hearing the train. And I said, "That's what Tony, how could he see this years in advance?
That's
It's
funny.
pretty remarkable how you do this. So you guys have such a chance to be with someone who's been doing this work for so many years and counsels thousands and thousands of people. And you've been on Dr. Oz, you've been in New York Times, you've been everywhere, every radio show, and you are with me. So guys, guess what? Tony, my best friend, is with me on On Time Radio. And I wanna talk to people at On Time, to give you a cover of their magazine, because if somebody deserves it, you deserve it. So guys, put a question to Tony. I promise we'll try to answer. We'll try to answer as many questions as we can. And I know there's a lot of you. And people say, "Well, what a pleasure to introduce Tony to us." So people are all excited. I'm getting amazing, amazing, gratitude from people to have you. And I'm having people from Europe. I'm having people from all over the globe. I'm having people even from Romania. And people have lots of questions. So people don't go anywhere. Tony will answer your questions. But just to tell you how amazing Tony is. So he was on Dr. Oz. He was everywhere, New York Times. And he's doing this career for forever. And he has so many clients. And all the celebrities goes to see Tony. And on the radio on Tuesday, as I said, on Time Radio, we're going to have a show together Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you guys want to join that show, you certainly are welcome. Now, I see that a lot of you are putting questions. I have tons of questions already, and we'll go in. Tony, is there something you're going to tell the audience, something about you that I'm missing? I know you kind of certified in a different form of therapy. Can you tell me a little bit much more about it? Because that was fascinating. And I personally don't know about it, but I found it extraordinarily interesting.
So right. So as you know, we've known each other for a very long time, many years, a couple of decades, which is fascinating because it feels like yesterday.
Yeah, it was like yesterday.
It really was like yesterday. And so over the years, things have kind of like evolved, right? And with we as people, we always strive for evolution, right? Because I need to be the clearest, most open version of me in order to do the work to help and assist others, and over the years I've added a couple of things, right? So I became a certified life coach. First I started off as a healer, quote unquote, right? Healer,
right?
And then I started calling myself an intuitive counselor, and I use the word intuitive.
You are all of this.
Thank you. And I use the words intuitive counselor versus psychic because psychic has become synonymous with so many different things. And for me, we all are intuitive. We all have this incredible intuition, right? And what I love to do is helping other people to recognize that they already have the answers within themselves, And so, as years have progressed, I'm starting to recognize, and again, it's like layers upon layers of growth, right? And I started to recognize that, you know, instead of sending, like during a session, I would say, you need to see this person, or you need to see this person, or you have to go work with a therapist or what have you, because within that hour of working with me, I can't do it all. I can see a lot of the blocks. I could see a lot of the issues that kind of come up with people, but I couldn't find a way to kind of like get them out of that space quickly, you know? And, you know, over time, I was introduced to a woman who is also another therapist, and I was going through something very interesting myself, and she said, "Hey, I have this process. Would you mind if we did it together?" And I was in a really kind of like downward spiral of pain and heartache and what have you. And after one session with her, I was able to breathe. I was able to kind of like come out of that really traumatic experience.
Wow.
And yeah, and you know, I mean, I just worked with her recently as well because I just had some family issues that just happened. And again, I was able to go from a kind of like spiraling place to a place of feeling balance and breath and ease. And so the session, you know, this thing is called BWRT. It's based on neuroscience, right? So it's kind of like, you know, it's synonymous almost like with tapping. You know how people are really into tapping,
With tapping,
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like, right? And then there's the NLP, EMDR has also become very popular, and these are all wonderful techniques to clear the brain of trauma, right? Because we experience trauma in almost so many different ways that we don't even recognize, right? And
Right.
especially recently, you know, people are saying that like trauma upon trauma upon trauma upon trauma, everything that's happening in the world right now is
Right.
like creating for people to not feel safe, creating for people to feel like they don't know what's the truth any longer, right?
Right.
And so this process called BWRT, which stands for Brain Working Recursive Therapy, is a new tool that's in my toolbox. And sometimes during a session, I'll say, hey, you know what? I have this process. I recognize that you have this profound fear, or you're suffering from anxiety. Would you mind if I did this process with you?
Right.
And if time allows, you know, it can happen within 15 minutes. If it's like a very direct issue, we can clear something in 15
So
minutes.
if people come to you, you can help them that way too.
Yeah, it works on
Absolutely.
phobias, fears,
Now,
anxieties,
before we
stresses,
go,
OCD, everything.
right,
Yeah,
fabulous.
it's
Because
yeah, it's
before
amazing.
we go to there's hundreds of questions already.
Yeah.
So we have hundreds of questions. There's a lot of people online, and I want all of them. So Alina, Adina, Natalie, Lori, Claudia, Lara, Christina, Yonika, Monica, Nika, um, um, and again, Christina, Livia, Tatiana, Carolina, Rosa, Christina, Lina, Rapa, Luciana, all of you. I mean, I can go on and on, Sandra, with all your questions. Hold on the line because we'll try to answer as many people as possible. But
Right.
because the time is limited, Tony has to be very quick. He can't go probably too much in details. But
Yeah.
I think this is an honor for me, and I think you guys are in for a treat. But before anything, I want you to know where to find Tony. I'm going to start with giving Tony, give your own, where people can reach out to you, because I
Okay.
know how busy you are, but still, you know, probably you can be more desperate souls that come to you for
You know,
guidance, you know.
we have time, which is great. You know, we and I make a lot of time for people. So
I know
there
you
are
love
so
people.
many different ways to get to me, right? So you can reach out via my website, which is www.tonyleroy.com, TonyLeroy.com. We have a Facebook page, which is, I think, Intuitive Tony Leroy. And there's Instagram, which is Intuitive Tony. And I don't use Twitter much, but Intuitive Tony on Twitter as well.
Me, I don't use Twitter
Yeah.
much. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like
And
you.
so, and you know, we're busy. So it's like all my little things of like creating YouTube pages, all that is coming slowly. Very slowly.
Okay, so let's go to I don't even know where to start, but I'm gonna start with Alina Varga. Hi, Alina. You said that you found Tony and you're excited to. So, Alina, let me see what is your question. I'm trying to figure it out. Your question, because you put a number of questions. I'm not sure because there's some. I think you were the first one sending a question, and now I kind of lost it. I'm gonna go back to you, but I'm gonna go to Tatiana. Who I know, Tatiana, you live in England. So she's asking me, she's March 2885, if you are able to guide her into the time when she will be able to buy a house. So Tatiana wants to buy a house. So she's March.
Okay, so the way I'm going to answer this is going to be two-pronged. Okay,
right.
There is so I mean the overall answer is very, very soon, second half of this year. Okay, to speed that up, right? To speed that up, Tatiana, I'm going to suggest that you work on clearing any issues having to do with deservability, what you deserve. Okay, and there's been some kind of major shift in a relationship status, right? And it's almost as if the confidence around the finances is weirdly connected to a relationship. Okay, so within yourself, right? You need, Tatiana, for you, you need to kind of like come into the place of just kind of like being receptive for those that finances to help you buy the house and move forward and all that kind of stuff. That's going to show, because it seems to me like a couple of things have already shown up, but they just kind of fell through. And honestly, for it to move easier and faster, it would be, if you could be patient, I would say like second half, like May, June of the year. Is that English?
That's perfect. That's perfect. Let's go to Alina, because I found Alina Varga. She's from New York, and she's asking you when, and she can come see you, by the way.
Yeah.
She's so excited. She said, "Oh my God, I'm so glad I found Tony." So she wants to know, she's waiting for a promotion as manager, and if she's willing to, do you think there will be an increase in the income? And she also opened her own business. Then she has a great business with doing candles of all kind, to help the people relax. And it's like a candle therapy. She's asking you, if she gets the promotion, if her business will flourish.
Okay, that's a lot of different questions at one time.
Yeah,
okay, so
just
give me a second of just kind of feeling into it, because there is all right. The way to get the promotion, this is going to sound very counterproductive here, is to let go, because she's not the only one that's in line for the promotion, right? For her to like really be considered in a stronger way, she has to let go. Alina, you need to let go of the need for the pat on the back. Okay, so that means that if you can work on being more confident in your being seen for who you are and the work that you do, okay, that's going to kind of like speed the energy forwards and help you be seen in the right way. Now, the funny thing is, when you let go of this need for the pat on the back, there's going to be other opportunities that are going to show up from different places, right? Because you're going to be seen not just by your employer, but you're going to be seen like kind of like in the network, right? And so vibrationally, you're going to be seen in a broader way. And as you're seen, that's going to give you the ability to kind of like attract other jobs to begin with. Now, if you were to have more courage, I love your idea. I love your product line idea. And I think that the candle line is only the very first step of kind of like this broader kind of like lifestyle change thing. And that in itself needs to be worked on, right? So like if you can, like, and listen, there's a lot of people that have their job and then they do their other, they can have two jobs, right? And so I'm not suggesting that you lose or leave your job, but if you let go of that need, because like if you're splitting your energetic focus, right? What would it be like? What needs to shift in you so that you can be the Oprah of candle makers. You know, what needs to
Right.
shift within you that you become you know, kind of like the Amazon of the candle
Right.
people, right?
Exactly.
And if you could just even sit with the product line and sit with the energy of the product line and see, all right, what does it need from me, right? And not from a place of being overwhelmed, but just kind of like, what's my next step? And then every day, what's my next step? What do I do today? What do I do today? What do I do today? You're going to see that eventually this can usurp the other, you know, the other job.
Right.
Eventually.
Right.
Yeah.
That's fabulous. I'm going to go to Elizabeth. She lives in Europe, but her daughter lives in Houston, in
Okay.
Texas, and she wants to know when is she going to be able to go see her daughter, because I think she's kind of desperate to see her child. Her daughter is
Yep.
there, so hasn't seen her daughter. She's asking you if you have
I'm
an
sorry
idea.
about that, Elizabeth. Does she say where in Europe? She just says Europe.
I think she lives in Romania, actually.
Romania. Yeah. Okay. 1 second. So, I will say in 2021, congratulations. At least that's a good thing, you know. Weirdly, it feels like it would be easier for your daughter to visit you than it would be for you to visit her. You know what I mean? So like if it's a question of just kind of like when can you guys see each other, it would be faster for your daughter to try to go to Romania or wherever you are in Europe versus you coming here. That's going to take a little bit more time, but it feels to me that excuse me, there's a lot of emotion in that. It feels to me that unfortunately it's going to be a little while. Like I'm feeling like that hugging connection, crying happiness around July, August.
That's
Sorry.
perfect. So around, that's a
Yeah.
very clear answer. July, August is going to
But
happen.
it could be sooner if you arrange for your daughter to visit Romania. Weirdly, that feels like it's an easier connection somehow.
It does look from what she says that she wants to come, so it's going to be up to her to make that.
Yeah.
But that's very good. I'm going to go to Alexandra, who tells you, dear Tony, my question is, I suffer a lot of trauma, but I'm so interested in reading tarot, and I'm so interested. So she's interested in the world of the spirit and this kind of work.
Yeah.
And if you think she has a chance to do this kind of work, Alexandra Clegg.
So a general answer is everyone has the ability to do this work, right? Now, I believe that to really be good at this, one needs to constantly clear. It's like you have to see yourself as a cup, and one needs to be like an empty vessel. So you have to clear out the cup so that you can be open to receiving the information. Okay. When I feel into, what's her name again?
Alexandra Clegg.
Alexandra. When I feel into you, Alexandra, the very first thing that you need to ask yourself is, how can I use these divination tools in my own healing, right? Because when you allow yourself to kind of like throw a tarot card, read a book, throw the I Ching, sorry. When you do that and like kind of like ask your own questions, like how do I heal my trauma? How do I step forward for myself? You know, it's kind of like the very first thing that we know for divination is know thyself, right? And so when you know thyself, when you know yourself, then you'll be able to really start to be able to work with other people. You're also very empathic like I am, meaning that you constantly feel everything from other people. And if you're anxious, if you're stuck, if you're afraid, if you don't feel like you can feel grounded, anybody's emotion is going to overwhelm you and exhaust you. So what I would suggest first is practice, play with it, you know, then, you know, also ask for these modalities to be that thing that brings you to a place of healing, right? And then most importantly, I mean, maybe I should have said this first, learn how to be more grounded. The more we work on being more grounded, the better we can be able to kind of like support the energy that's around us.
That's fabulous answer. I'm gonna go to Andra, who said, "My dear Tony, please, if you can let me know when I will meet my soulmate." She's born September 1585.
Okay.
September
915.
She said, "Thank you, my lovely Tony."
Oh, that's sweet. You don't even know me and you're calling me lovely. 1985, yes?
Yes.
1 second. I'm just going to take a look at what's happening here. 10, 18,
People feel your energy, Tony. People know, you know how much you care.
reflection of youth.
Soul you have.
Thank you. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 1 sec.
September 1585.
Yeah. Yeah. What was her name?
Andra. Maxime Andra.
ANDRA, maybe?
Yeah, NDRA.
Okay. I'm just doing something really quickly. Hi. Ooh, Andra. Andra. You. My goodness. Okay. So, first of all, I talked about the pat on the back earlier with when we talked about somebody else. Andra, you need to give yourself a pat on the back. You have been through so much. So much. Okay. Now, the question isn't about when you're going to meet your soulmate. The question is really, for me, not settling and constantly kind of like creating trauma with the types of people you have been attracting. Okay.
Right.
Because you keep attracting lessons, and girl, my goodness, you are getting your butt kicked, And so one of the things that I'm going to suggest for you, because like, first of all, recognize this, 2021 is a whole new year, right? So I will definitely say I can feel love for you, but I want you to start really thinking about not just attracting love, but attracting that right person. And sometimes when we ask, and this is, Carmen can definitely attest to this, I believe, if I don't want to speak for you, of course, but when we ask for a soulmate, sometimes we get that. I would love for you to read about what a soulmate means, right? There's two types of soulmates. There's the karmic soulmate, where we're constantly attracting karma, right? And those relationships are powerful. They're intense. Sometimes you can meet a soulmate and it's like the most intense relationship that lasts for 5 minutes. It starts, it ends intensely. It kills us sometimes, So I'm going to invite for you to change the language a little bit, right? Because it's kind of like, yes, it's very easy to meet a soulmate, but can we maybe put out there, that you love yourself enough that you attract that right person that's available to you, mind, body, and soul, And yes, there can be this wonderful soul connection, but like you, my friend, who is very magical, you're a very magical person because your birthday adds up to the number 11, which is very, very magical. You are asking and you're getting, but what you're getting is kind of killing you. So we need to shift the belief system into what is it that you need? Like I say this, it's like you need to change the channel on the type of person you're attracting now, right? So if you think about like your favorite channel, right? Where like maybe you need to change it to a romantic channel versus this news channel that's only giving you bad news.
Right. I have a lot of people here agree. She's right. So people like listening.
So it's really about shifting that belief system. So with that said, yes, you will meet someone. You as I said, you're always meeting someone.
Right.
But it's like these constant heartbreaks is exhausting. And so then you're starting to think something's wrong with you. And the only thing, quote unquote, that is wrong with you is that you are on the wrong channel. You need to change your channel.
Change the channel. That's it. The answer is
and change that language. Really do that research on what a soulmate means, right? And start attracting that other soul connection. Right. Because there's many soulmates, and sometimes we meet people that we murdered in a past life, and then they we're
And we
working
don't
out
want to murder
that
them
trauma.
again.
Say that again?
Yeah, we don't want to murder them again.
No, yeah, exactly. Or they're murdering us or whatever.
Exactly, they're murdering us.
Yeah.
Exactly. So Sandra Pereira, she's from Boston, and she asked Tony if he has an idea if I have a job change this year because I'm looking better, you know what I mean, to have a better career. And she's June 10th, 1973, and she's from Boston, and she's thanking you very much.
All right, so Sandra. So here's what's going on, Sandra. So like I'm very empathic, right? And so like even that
Right.
means something, yes?
Right.
And so Sandra, somewhere you felt like you've lost your voice. Somewhere you feel like you've lost time and that you're late. So the very first thing that you need to do is cut yourself some slack and give yourself some self-forgiveness. Okay, that's really, 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 really important. Please. Now, the reason I'm saying all of this has to do with a little bit of self-forgiveness for staying in the current situation a little too long. You know, sometimes we stay like we don't listen to our inner promptings. We don't listen to our gut, right? And so right now it's almost like there's this part of you that feels like I missed the boat. I missed the opportunity. And that's not true. I mean, sure, some things have gone by, but it doesn't mean that it's over. And so with you, let me just do a really quick thing. 73, 20. Yeah, you know what? This is definitely a great year to move forward. Now, again, Sandra, I say this with absolute love. Be kinder to Sandra. Be more loving to Sandra, because you don't need an enemy. You can beat yourself up in such a way that it could be so hard. So when you find this place of being kinder towards yourself, then yes, there's definitely new work. And you need new work. I agree with you. It's time. For sure.
I found that.
Wait, there's more. Sorry. So the job will definitely be in your area, because it feels to me like there's this part of you that's wondering if you should stay in the Boston area, but like that, it's going to definitely be kind of like in the Massachusetts area. If you update your LinkedIn, update your networking thing, because it's like the job opportunities that I feel coming in are going to be through actually more networking, through people that you've once worked with before, especially, geez, this is a while ago. I want to say 2005. So like if you can connect to people you worked with since around 2005, that's also going to work.
Fabulous. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to go to Nelly. She said, "Dear Tony, I have a daughter. She's born October 2489, and she's starting to become a doctor, and she's working on a specialty that's called the genetics. And she's questioning whether her daughter will be able to finish the school, the medical school."
Okay.
And
so October, what is it?
She's October 2489.
Oh, my goodness. That was my brother's birthday. 10, 18, 27. One second. Yeah. It's a simple yes. I mean, the thing is,
Yeah.
she has to let go. I mean, she's worried and she's stressed and she's reactive and she's worried she's late and all that kind of stuff. There's been some around the research that she's been doing. There's been some obstacles, and so that those obstacles are creating for her to be really frustrated. She needs to calm down. Like the let go, let God kind of thing. but
Right.
she will finish. She is exhausted and she's wanting to give up, but perseverance is important here. And I believe she'll stay with this current school, which I feel is important to do. This program she is in is good for her. It's frustrating, but good.
Good. I'm gonna go to Adina. Adina, she says, my dear Tony, you're amazing. I want to ask you if I will be. She had this HPV virus.
Mm-hmm.
She's born October 31st, 88.
Okay.
And she's kind of, so that's Mihaela, sorry. And she's questioning whether she will be able to heal this.
Okay, one sec.
October 31st, 88.
The big answer is yes. Congratulations, you will be able to heal this. The long answer is you need a profound shift in your diet. You need a profound shift in or working on self-forgiveness, right? Because you're spiraling, and so like this is like the emotions, certain emotions cause us to be addicted to certain types of food, right? Certain types of food are kind of like perpetuating this this virus, right? So what you need to do first is almost like really go through that intense process of like, you know, like not having sugar for a while, not having dairy for a while, like everything that you've been told. I'm sure you know this, right? But it's really about kind of like doing that and allowing for those emotions that come up that really want you to crave all this stuff. Because when you start healing the internal stuff, right, then those emotional things will also start to shift as well. So
fabulous. Because this is an amazing, you answer that I think a lot of people can relate to this, the connection between the emotional system and the food that they are craving. And you give her a very clear understanding. Hey, you want to be cured? That get out of the dairy, get out of everything that.
But there's something that draws us to that, right? Because it's kind of like when I don't have the dairy, I start feeling depressed, right? And that's part of the detoxification system. When I don't, when I don't have the sugar, I am starting to feel like my mind is going crazy.
Especially the sugar.
Right. And so when we go through that process, of recognizing and kind of like riding that wave, because I promise you, after 2 weeks, you won't be craving it.
Right.
But that the brain and the chemicals and the toxins that are being released, it's causing us to go like, and then we just give up, we give in, you know.
Now I'm gonna tell you the Andra, who you answered before. She said, Tony, you are so amazing, and I am so grateful. So people are so grateful to you. That just,
my pleasure.
It's pretty.
We will see more of you on Tuesday, right?
Tuesday is gonna be fabulous. So you guys, you have to listen to the show, and you have to call in. The number is 202-570-7057. Is a station in Washington, D.C., but it's the station specializes in spirituality, and I think that Tony will make this station, you know what I mean, flourish and look better.
You're already bringing all the great people to it. So thank you for inviting me to be part of it. I appreciate that.
Here who's asking you. She's born November 1st, 84. She said, "Dear Tony, am I ever gonna have kids? And which area by career?" She seems to be lost in two directions. So the desire for children and finding herself in terms of a career.
Oof. What was her name?
Adina.
Hi, Adina. So I'm having an issue seeing. So here's what's great about being a human being, right? We have our journey, we have our paths, we can always change the course, right? At this time, I do not see a child around you. I can see you adopting. I can see you doing all that kind of stuff. I just don't see it. Now, we can change that, right? Like if you were to do the work on really healing kind of like the trauma of your own childhood. Now, I'm not saying this is your fault. This is not your fault at all. You know, there's been a lot of opportunities and lost opportunities around you, Adina, yeah?
Yeah.
And so part of what we need to do first is create almost like an open field, and then you invite the soul in of the child that you want to bring in. This is a longer conversation than we can do in the short period of time that we have. But so at this time, I'm like, you can have kids if you apply for adoption, do all those types of things, you know, foster care, all that kind of stuff. You can, that's how you can, the quickest way to have the child, right? To shift it, to do it for as you having a baby yourself, there has to be a change in the field so that you can open up to invite that in. And then also, as I said, there's some healing that you have to do around your own, you know, like your own parents and stuff. There's some trauma there. So that's that answer. As for the job,
That's a very clear answer.
yeah.
I'm gonna
Sorry,
go
you
to
know, sometimes we can't just say yes. Oh, of course you're gonna have a baby. Yeah, you know. Sorry. Yeah.
I'm gonna go to a lady in New York who said, Elizabeth, she's thanking you for the work that you do, and she says, Tony, I'm in a legal battle for many years, and she's born October 3rd, 53. October 3rd, 53, and she said, my court situation, do you have any sense of when this is ever going to end? So
yeah, so I'm going to be honest as to what my guys just said. Step aside and let your lawyer do the work. And if your lawyer's your daughter, let your daughter do the work. But it's like
right.
let the lawyer do the work. And what you are going to, your job is going to be, especially because it can come to a close sooner, right? What you need to do is start, it's almost like drop the story around the lawsuit, drop the story around the legal battle, right? Go live your life. Go live your life with this knowing, with this feeling. Like, it's like, you know what? I trust the universe. I trust that things are going to work out. I know this is going to work out. I have brought the best people legally that could do the job. I'm going to let them do it because your focus on when is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? What's going on? Like constantly, it's almost kind of like you're constantly opening the oven when you're baking a cake, and the cake is never going to get cooked because you're just every 5 seconds you're opening the oven. Step away from this. Right? Like create a place within your mind where this is already taken care of and that you're getting the outcome that you want, right? And then let it bake. Let it bake. Because the anxiety around this has become the story around it, and that now it's not moving anywhere. So to shift that, you have to let it bake.
Very true. Very true. I'd love to take a question from somebody from Ecuador.
Okay.
Erika de Avila, a lady from Ecuador, she said, welcome, my dear Tony, my husband and myself. Are we going to have a second child? We're planning to buy a house, and he is November 26, 87, and she's January 7, 82.
So she's funny because she already knows the answer is yes, right? Because she feels it and she sees it. You just want confirmation. So yes.
So yes, so
you guys are doing
have a second baby and you're gonna buy a house.
Yeah, it's like it's already happening. You know what I mean? Right. It's not going as fast as you'd like. I'm so sorry, but it's already happening. You know, so it's sometimes we just need to kind of be a little patient and just go with the flow. You know, what I love is how everything's an upgrade. It's like a huge upgrade. You know, so the type of home you're getting is really great. I don't know Ecuador's. I've never been to Ecuador, but it feels like if there's kind of like houses on hills, I'm seeing houses on hills. You know?
I've never been to Ecuador
either. Yeah, so I don't know, like maybe Ecuador's flat, but I don't know. Like, but because I've never been. But I've been to Holland and that's totally flat, you know. But
Right.
I'm like seeing kind of like a house with hills and yeah. So yeah,
Now, Tony, for
go look at
everybody
houses with
who's
hills.
listening, because people want to book sessions with you,
Yeah.
so I want everybody that is with us and everybody that will listen later
Hmm.
to book a session with you at tonyleroy.com. So
Yes.
is that correct? Because I want
Yeah. You
everybody,
can.
because
You
I
can.
know
We have a
Elizabeth
calendar.
is
We
in
have.
New York, for instance. We have a lot of people that are around your area, so they can actually. But you do also online. You do
Yeah.
Skype
Right
or
now, because of the pandemic, I'm
telecom.
only
Yeah,
doing online. Right now, it's only
perfect,
Zoom and FaceTime
perfect.
and
That's
all that.
perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect. That
Yeah.
saves people the trip, and they see you, and
Exactly.
the connection is still the same. So please
Absolutely.
book a session with TonyLeroy.com.
Thank you
Go
in
visit
advance.
Tony's work. You know what I mean? But it's just you help people so much. To change their perception. And there's Julia who said, "Dear Tony, I am a July 13, 1990, and I want you to guide me how to bring balance and courage in my life." And bless you, Tony. So she's very lovely. She said, "Bless you, Tony, but guide me to find the
Thank.
courage." She's kind of feel I have no courage, and how can I bring the balance that I need?
Okay. 1 second. Da, 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 da,
Julia.
Julia, 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 Julia. So there's a meditation that I like to do every morning, right? Um, and it's based on your belief system. I believe in God, so I use the word God. But if your belief system is universe or whatever, but I need to start my day empty. You don't want Tony and his issues to do your session, right? So Julia, the thing
Right.
I would do is I visualize almost like a USB cord or or any of these cords, right? Um, Connected from my heart into the heart of the universe, into the heart of God. And then I upload because the heart of the universe, the heart of God is bigger than my heart,
Oh,
right?
that's so
So
beautiful.
all the stuff,
That's
I
so
just
beautiful.
get it off of me first, right? Because so like if I'm feeling stress, I send the stress. If I'm feeling worry, I send the worry. If I'm feeling this, I feel whatever it is, I just send it out. I need it
Right.
off of me, right? And then I allow myself to feel like that unconditionally loving, healing energy to fill that space of that's been emptied. Okay.
Right.
So when I look into you, Julia, in order to find that balance, in order to find that, what was the word? It wasn't courage. What was it? What was the word she used?
Oh, she said, "How can I find the balance, the courage?"
Balance and
Yeah.
courage, right? So to find that balance and courage, right? You first have to like empty out what's there so that you can fill it with the space of what you need, right? Then there's also a space of kind of like, what if you created a new script around worthiness, right? Because there is this old script that's going on that's causing you to feel as if you're not worthy of ease, worthy of balance, right? And so working on changing that dialogue will do it for you. Again, longer than a 5 minute answer, but yeah.
I know. Going to Christina. Christina
Okay.
is born July 14, 81. And she said, "Hi, Tony. Will I ever get married?" So Christina wants love, wants to find a partner, wants to
Gotcha.
get married. July 14, 81. What do you think?
So I actually feel that there is a partner. So does she say she's looking for a partner or she just wants to get married?
She wants to find a man to marry. She wants to find a real
She says
relationship.
that. She says
Yeah,
she wrote that.
yeah. That's what she wants.
Huh. Okay. I'm going to say this. You need to break up with everybody that you have a relationship with going on in your mind. and then you will be more available for that marriage. Because the way it feels to me is like I feel like there's somebody there, right? And so there isn't actually space for a new person to come in that is available to do, to be available for marriage. So
Right.
sometimes we hold on to old relationships and we don't even know that we're holding on to it. We can hold on to old relationships through anger. We can hold on to old relationships through a space of victimization. Oh, somebody did this to me, and we don't even know it. We don't even know it because we're like, oh no, I'm not seeing anybody. But in your energy field, especially like I'm feeling it as a burden in my lower back, there's somebody there. And if you're hoping that that person comes back, it's impeding, so write them a letter, write them all the exes a letter and break up with them. Dear so-and-so, the reason I'm writing you a letter, by the way, you don't have to send it to them, So dear so-and-so, the reason I'm writing this letter is to create closure so that I can be open to a new life. Somewhere I'm holding on to what we went through. Somewhere I'm holding on to this relationship. Somewhere there's a part of me that kind of secretly, even to myself, a secret that I shouldn't even admit, that I kind of wish you would kind of come back. I am letting this go. Right? And then let go of that. And then write a letter to the future love. Dear future love, where are you? And like really invite them and let him know. Let them know that it's like, wow, I'm so excited that you're coming. And here's what I'm doing to prepare for you.
Right.
And then see what happens. See how things shift for you.
Tony, we have people from all over the globe. I have people from India telling you they love you.
Oh, that's
people
lovely.
From Pakistan, from Peru,
Wow.
people from Germany, from Italy, from Norway, from all
I
over
love
the
Italy.
globe. You know what I mean? But the person from India and from Turkey is writing me in Turkish. So the guy from Turkey, there's nothing I can do for you because I know you want Tony's help, but we don't speak Turkish, so so far. But I love the guy from India. And then I go to Sandy Dale. She said, "Dear Tony, my birthday is September 23rd, 71. And any career advice that you give me, I'll appreciate it." So Sandy Dale, September 23rd, 1971.
1 second. I kind of wish we were on, like, we'll do this on Tuesday, right? We'll
Right,
be
yeah,
able to
yeah,
interact
yeah.
with the person, because I have a question about if there was a family business, right? Because when it comes to the career, that it feels like there was some sort of something having to do with a family business. And so the next career is going to be a very big leap, a very different leap from whatever they're doing currently. And there's something about that family business that's keeping them kind of anchored. And once they kind of like allow themselves to have permission to move beyond the family business, then the career moves forward.
Right. I'm gonna go to. I tell you, I send you love from Valencia, from Spain, from Cristina from Spain. She said sends you love. Then I have Letty Molina from Chicago, who says whatever you can tell her. Doesn't give me anything else.
Unfortunately, maybe we should do one more, because I do need to run. Okay, but
exactly. Yeah.
Is it like maybe
so
do one more and not? I mean, someone could be more specific, like a specific question.
Like
then
Letty said, will she find her soulmate? Now she writes, yeah, I'm 3/26, 1960. Will I ever find someone like a soulmate in her life? And then we can stop here. And all of you guys, I know how many you are and how many hundreds of questions we have, and we cannot go to what's going on here because
it's like, and especially that we said we were going to only do a half an hour. I'm like, oh my god, look at the time, I gotta eat. So
and go to TonyLeRoy.com and book a session with Tony.
Okay, so what was that last person's name again?
Letty Molina.
And she's asking about soulmates, yeah?
Yeah, she finds somebody.
Well, I hope you heard the first thing that we said about the soulmate, because
From
that,
Chicago, yeah.
okay, so that applies to you as well, right? If you heard
Right.
that first bit when I answered someone else's question about soulmates, I actually feel very excited because it's kind of like you have definitely done a lot of work, and it is your time. And congratulations, because your heart feels really open and very receptive. I'm going to invite you to like make a list of the qualities of the person that you want to have in your life,
Right.
and don't settle for anybody, because there's definitely you're like a magnet right now, you know. And I'm excited about the September, like the very first kind of like weeks of September for you when it comes to love. So until then, have fun, enjoy, you know. I mean, it's hard to do that with the virus around, but you know,
Right.
start flirting, go enjoy the enjoy the process, you know.
Tony, I cannot thank you enough. I don't know if I have the right to ask you one single thing. There's a lady, Isabel, her mother had a heart attack, and she
Oh my
wants to,
gosh.
if you think she will be okay. And I just, from my heart, I want to tell her that she will be, but let me ask you what you think.
All right, what's her name real quick, and then I'm gonna make that last, because
Isabel.
Isabel, one sec. So mom is on the mend. Mom will get better. Mom needs, we have to pay attention to the circulation to the brain with mom. And mom honestly has to really start taking better care of herself. I mean, the level of stress that she holds on to is really, really hard. But I do feel like this is going to be like a major shift in consciousness and a major shift in life for mom. So it really does feel good.
Thank
Okay?
you, Tony. We are grateful.
Carmen.
Last year, hundreds of people watching you with gratitude. We love you so much. We'll have you on the radio.
See you on Tuesday.
7 p.m. Eastern on Home Time Radio. You guys join us.
Yep.
And go to TonyLeRoy.com. Go to TonyLeRoy.com to book a session with Tony. Tony, God bless you. You are amazing.
God bless you. Thank you so much. Happy New Year, by the way.
We love you. We love you, Tony. All of us.
I'll see you Tuesday, okay?
Thank you. Love you. Bye. Bye, guys. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. We're grateful to Tony.